All right, we are live here at Eagleton complex here in Maryville, Tennessee, as your Warriors in the gold jerseys, gray pants, and the Eagleton Middle School in blue and white tops with dark gray pants. As Caden Ridings comes up to bat to lead off for your Warriors, who's at a 1-1 count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that ball swung on and missed by Ridings down in the dirt for strike 2. And Ridings swung through that one for strike 3, which gives us 1 out here in the first. And that will bring to bat number 00, Nolan Bethel. And that first pitch is low and away for ball 1. And you'll have to bear with me for Eagleton, as I will try my best to get them as they come up to plate, as I do not have jersey numbers, but I do have names and positions. So that second pitch misses outside for ball 2 to Bethel. And our view is a little different, as this backstop does not have a straightaway opportunity. And so we are kind of catty corner here to try to bring you the best view possible. So that ball is thrown in there for called strike 1 on the outside half. And that ball is up and away for ball 3. Bring your count to 3-1 to Bethel. No outs, nobody on, 0-0. Top of the first. And that's ball 4 way outside, as Bethel will be your first base runner here in the top of the first, which will bring to bat Sebastian Correa, who left off last week on Friday with 2 long shots down at Meigs County. So hopefully he can keep those at-bats going here, as Nolan takes off to steal, and that ball is thrown down late as Nolan comes in standing. And Sebastian squared to Bond as he pulled back for strike 1. So runner on second, no out, 1 out. Sebastian Correa up to bat. Runner in scoring position, as Sebastian rolled over on that one. Foul. So this pitcher's a little bit slower than what we are typically used to seeing, as Sebastian was way out in front. Bethel takes his lead there at second, covering by the second baseman. And your pitch way up, which brings your count to 1 ball and 2 strikes, as Correa gets this sign and enters the box. And that ball is hit, and it's kind of in no man's land, as that ball kind of snuck away from the pitcher. And he put a little bit of leather on it, which pulled it a little bit further away for the second baseman. And Correa, with his speed, beat it out with an infield hit, which brought Bethel in to score on that throw. We'll bring to back Jaden Capshaw, who also homered last Friday night at Meigs County, with Correa on first, with a really large lead and a fake bunt. That ball is outside, and Capshaw goes in sliding for stolen base. And so that ball was outside for ball 1. Correa with another lead. No hold there at second as he really gets some steps off. And that ball hits Capshaw. Just grazed his pants leg, but he will gladly take first base on hit by pitch, which will bring to bat number 33, Bryson Costner. With one out here in the top of the first, Correa at second, Capshaw at first, and Correa goes to steal third, and the throw actually beat him there, but pulled the third baseman off the line, and he missed the tag, and the ball fell out as Costner lays a bunt down and hit him in the box, so that counts as a foul ball. So he'll go back and do it again, but that was a beautifully placed bunt, which would have surely scored Correa, or at least loaded the bases with Black on deck. Another great bunt, and that ball was bobbled and thrown to first for the out. But as that ball was thrown down, you had Correa score, followed quickly by Capshaw, and so it's two RBIs for Costner. And that ball was fielded by the catcher. And that first pitch to Black is ball outside. And so now you have two outs here in the top of the first, with your Warriors leading 3-0. Branson Black with nobody on base as he pulls that ball hard down the line, foul.
Just hit the church, it'll be all right.
He was way out in front of that one. So, but definitely good bat. And that next pitch was down in the dirt for ball 2. Which brings your count to 2-1. It's a beautiful field here at Eagleton. They've really worked hard to keep working on this field. Branson again just a bit out in front and fouls that ball down the line, which will bring the count to 2-2. As the umpire lets the Eagleton coaches know that he has one ball left. At Branson's rate, he's going to empty the umpire's bag here shortly. Oh, and that was a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Eagleton looks to be a little confused as to their third out as Branson goes down swinging. And that's the end of the top of the first. As your Warriors will start to take the field, I will start to give you their positions, and we will see who's taking the mound and where everyone's playing and get you all lined up. And it looks like pitching for your Warriors will be Bryson Costner. Catching will be, I'm going to assume, Sebastian Correa. Third base will be Caden Ridings. Shortstop will be Nolan Bethel. Second base will be Jaden Capshaw. First base will be Branson Black. Right field will be Max Russell. Outfield, center, will be Noah Eller. And left field will be Isaac Kelch. And that will start off your defense for your Warriors as Costner continues to get loose here in the bottom of the first. And again, I apologize. I don't have numbers. I just have
Good throw, Sebastian. Good throw.
just have names and positions. So as the boys come up, I will try to put a number and a name together so that I can help you know who's playing where. And so leading off for Eagleton will be RJ, who is number 14, as he will face Costner, and defense readies here in the first. And that first pitch was high for ball one. Second pitch was up in the zone just a little bit for ball two. And right down the middle, just up in the zone a little bit. So Bryson will zone it in here. And so it's ball three. And so Bryson 3-0 to start things off here. And Eagleton has that first pitch strike right there, brings your count to 3-1 to RJ. And that ball is up and in for ball four. And that's going to bring to bat the catcher, number 21, Caden. That first pitch is fouled away. And first base, RJ goes back. So no outs. Your Warriors lead 3-0. The bottom of the first. 0-1 count to number 21, Caden, for Eagleton. That ball's fouled back, out of play, straight back, as Bryson comes out with 2 strikes off that walk. And again, he's really pulling it together and doing his job, putting the ball across the plate and letting his defense work. And that ball is up in the zone for ball one. That next pitch was up for ball two, which evens your count to 2-2 as Sebastian comes up firing to third. As RJ was getting a little greedy to keep him honest. It's Costner toes the rubber here with 2-2 count in the first. And Caden is hit by a pitch. And he just turned and took that. So you'll have runners on first and second with no outs. And that will bring to bat your shortstop, number 9, Jace. That first pitch is grounded to Caden Ridings, who takes the ground ball, tags third base, and then quickly tosses over to second base to Capshaw covering for 2 outs. So quickly 1 ball in play, and we now have 2 outs, which brings up their fourth batter, Charlie, number 22, And that first pitch is a ball, a little up and in. And so your Warriors still up 3-0. We have 2 outs with runner on first. As Charlie swings through that pitch for strike 1. That ball's down in the dirt and blocked, but it skipped away from Correa, and he quickly gathers that ball. And Jace stays at first as he didn't want to test the arm of Correa. So 2-1 count. That ball's outside for ball 3. So that 3-1 count to Charlie. And the pitch down the middle for strike. Strike 2 as Jace takes off running, and that ball skipped and hit him right in the thigh as he kind of kicked the ball to left field. And so that moves a runner to second with a full count to Charlie here at the plate. And so we'll see if Bryson can get a ball across the plate here to end this inning, and he does, and that ball's hit kind of in no man's land down the line as Caden Ridings is hustling to it. And that's really a no man's land ball kind of between Kelch and left and Ridings, but Ridings wisely sprints after it, picks it up as third base coach was trying to round Charlie. And Charlie thought better of it as he went back to third, as he would have been dead to rights. And that will bring up number 33, left fielder, who fouls that ball up as Correa goes after it and just misses it.
Get up, Sebastian.
And that pitch is swung on and missed. For strike 2. And so Bryce is ahead in the count 0-2. Runner on first and third with 2 outs as he picks to third, and he got caught as Sebastian throws the ball in the dirt, and runner advances on a wild throw from Correa to third as Bethel tried to glove it, but just couldn't pick that one up. But he was definitely picked off for sure. And so still 0-2 count, runner on second, as Eagleton puts one run across. And that ball is right down the middle for strike 3, as that will end the inning for your Warriors. So as we head to the top of the second, your Warriors lead 3-1 with Noah Eller up when we come back. as we get ready here in the top of the second. Your pitcher stays the same for Eagleton as RJ takes the mound for his second inning of work. And as the boys come to bat, I'll get a better idea of what our young men's numbers are and positions for Eagleton. But for your Warriors, you'll have number 14, Noah Eller, up to the plate. And RJ, Eagleton's pitcher, is a little bit of a character as he is jawing around a little bit and having some fun out on the mound as he's working on some different pitches, as you can see. Try to throw off the hitter's timing. And so Noah steps to the plate out to Bethel, and that ball misses up and outside as he'll take ball 4. And so with the runner on first and third with no outs, we'll bring up Sebastian Correa, who is 3 for 3 today with a home run, which just barely got out of left field. And so he steps in the box and then steps back out as he called time to reset. As Chase gets ready for Eagleton, that pitch, and that ball is outside as Bethel will take second on catcher's indifference. And so you'll have runners on second and third. With no outs here in the fifth, and that pitch was fouled off as Correa took a big daddy hack, as Mr. McIntosh likes to call it, as he was looking for number 2 for the evening. And that'll bring the count even to 1-1. And that pitch is fouled off. And so Jace will take the lead here with a 1. So you'll have runners on second and third. 1 ball and 2 strikes here as Correa grounds one softly to third as he looked Nolan Bethel back to second. And Bethel waited him out, and as soon as he picked up his foot to throw, took off to third, but that throw was in the dirt as the first baseman tried to block it up, and there was just not a whole lot he could do. And Bethel's at third now. And so with runners on first and third, no outs, top of the 6th, you have Jaden Capshaw in, who takes the first pitch to move Correa to second on a defensive indifference. And Capshaw, who's hit a home run to right field, was hit by a pitch and struck out looking. So he is 1 for 2 for today, and he hits that ball off the end of the bat, and he's got some speed too, as he grounded out to first, but he has an RBI. And it looked like the first baseman pulled his foot as he was trying to reach for that ball. And at right now, the play stands as out, as Coach Curtis has called for time and asked for them to review it. And so they home plate umpire made the right call, as he did spin and come off the base at first, and so Capshaw will stay there, and that's going to bring up Briar Udi, and that ball skips past the catcher for ball one, and Capshaw skips across to second on that pitch. And Udi's up on that plate, ready to put that ball in play if he gives him something he can hit, as he looks at strike one. And so with runners on second and third with no outs, Briar puts that ball in play, and that's going to get him across as an RBI. As RJ fielded that for Eagleton and throws across for out number one. That's going to bring up Talon Costner, who's going to hit for Branson Black. And it looks like Ben McIntosh will be in the on-deck circle. Excuse me, Nolan Bassett will be on the on-deck circle. And that ball's in there for a called strike. And we've got a runner on third with one out here in the top of the sixth. That pitch is up for a ball. 2-1 count. To Talon. And the pitch from Jace is outside for ball 3, which brings your count to 3-1. As Talon's getting his first plate appearance for the evening here in the top of the sixth. And that pitch is hit hard down the line, and that third baseman misplayed it as that ball took a hop and got over his shoulder. And Talon has his first hit of the evening, and that's going to bring up Nolan Bassett for your Warriors, as that first pitch is a ball. And atypical manner, your Warriors typically still on that first pitch, but Talon did not, and so he'll remain at first with one out. And that pitch misses outside as Talon quickly retreats back to first. As Bassett's ready, and that ball is way inside for ball 3, as Bassett has a 3-0 count. And it looks like Braxton Fox is on deck, and so it looks like we're rolling out some of our varsity guys as we get some of our younger guys some at-bats. And Nolan Bassett hits that ball down the line, and it stays fair somehow for an infield single. And he rolled over on it, but he was able to keep that ball fair somehow, and it just kind of slid down the line. And so that'll bring up runners at second and third, with Fox stepping in place of Max Russell. And that first pitch is outside for ball 1. And now on deck, I see number 22, Ben McIntosh. And that pitch is fouled away, which evens the count 1-1. And that evens your count at 1-1 to Braxton as he watches ball 2 come across on that outside half of the plate. That ball hits Braxton in the face as he will be hit by a pitch which will load the bases for Ben Mack. And so Ben McIntosh will step to the plate in place of Isaac Kelch with bases loaded and 1 out. As that ball is hit in no man's land, as the pitcher has to come over and make a play. And that's going to score 2 as Ben hustles into second. And that ball was just put in the right place. And on that overthrow, Ben slides into second on a throwing error by the pitcher. And that's going to bring up number 4 for your Warriors, who hits a line drive, and that gets past the left fielder, and that's going to score 2 as Bingham, I believe, has a nice looking line drive with 2 RBIs on the first pitch that he saw. So he wasted no time by putting that ball in play and getting himself a double with 2 RBIs. And so that's going to sub out Bethel for number 47. And that ball skips to the backstop. For ball number 1. And that second pitch misses outside. And so a 2-0 count. And that ball just misses for 3-0. With 1 out, with your Warriors leading 17-1. And that ball misses for ball 4. As I believe that's Poe, and I apologize because I don't have all those student athletes on our lineup, and he's from Philadelphia, but I believe his young man's name is Poe, and that's going to sub out Sebastian Correa for number 3, as Wyatt Garner steps in for your Warriors with a first pitch swing and a miss. And second pitch, swing and a miss. As he's saying, 2 good pitches here in the top of the 6th. With 1 out, with Poe on first and Bingham at third, and that ball's fouled off, and it's going to come just about over the fence, but it didn't. So that count will stay 0-2 as Wyatt steps back in the plate. As that ball is swung and missed for strike 3, which will bring up 2 outs. And will bring to the plate and sub out Preston Tucker, number 21 for your Warriors. With 2 outs, runners on first and third. And let's see what this young man can do here at the plate, as his first pitch is up and away. There's not a whole lot he could have done about that one for ball 1. And so it's really nice to see a lot of these young men get an opportunity to get a plate appearance here in a varsity game. And that ball is swung on and missed as Preston was way out in front. And that ball's fouled back. Out of play for strike 2. And so your count will be 1-2 to Preston as he looks to keep this inning alive by putting that ball in play and hopefully beating out a hard ground ball or line drive somewhere. And that ball's fouled back. And that caught the umpire, as that'll keep the account 1-2. And so runners will go back. So with 2 outs, 1-2 count, Jace pitches, and that ball's hit hard up the middle, and that ball held on by the first baseman, as that second baseman really had to work to field that ball, and he throws it over and gets Preston out at first. But it's great at bat by Tucker there to put the ball in play and make the defense make a play. And so with 3 outs, that'll bring us back to the bottom of the 6th, as your defense should go back to what it was, with Kelch in left, Eller in center, Max in right, Ridings at third, Bethel at short, Capshaw at second, and Branson at first, and Bryson pitching, and Correa still catching. And we'll be back here to finish this one up here in just a few. So that's going to bring up their catcher, number 21, with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And that ball hits Caden, so he'll take first with the hit by pitch. And that'll bring up Simon, who's pitching currently, who will look at ball 1. And that ball's grounded to Ridings, who flips over to that ball over to Capshaw. Cleanly, and Capshaw hurriedly tries to get it over to Branson and didn't have the best throw, as Branson's just trying to keep it in front of him. And so you'll have an out at second, runner at first. That next pitch to Johnson is a ball outside. And so you'll have a 1 out, runner at first, here in the bottom of the 6th. As that ball just misses inside. And Johnson is 1 for 1 today with a fly ball to left as he swings through that pitch for strike 1. And so 2-1 is your count to Johnson. And then that ball is hit again to left, and this time Kelch runs it down. And sets Johnson down as Jace retreats back to first for Eagleton. And so with 2 outs, runner on first, Pierce steps to the plate for Eagleton, as Bryson has now reached 70 pitches here in the bottom of the 6th. And that ball's fouled off down the first base line. And for 70 pitches for a 6-inning game is pretty effective use, and I would say that Bryson would like to have a couple of those pitches back because he went deep in the count a couple times. And that ball is grounded to Ridings as Ridings sets and throws over to first. And that ball was very confusing, but that was a ground ball. Of course, Caden, he throws it over, and Branson missed the throw. It's hard to tell on this side whether he missed it or it was offline, but nonetheless, they got past him to the dugout. So runner advanced from second to third on a throw over. And so then they got in a rundown at second as Ridings tossed over to Bethel, and Bethel ran the runner back, and as he ran him back, they got him in a pickle, and Branson made the tag for out number 3. And so that will end your ball game with your Warriors leading 17-1 here at Eagleton, as your JV squad will take the field and start to get prepared for game 2 with Eagleton Middle School. And so that'll do it for us here at Eagleton. we will be back in action at Philadelphia Thursday night